support him. Real quick before you bring up anyone else. What is this all about? Please let me know if there's anything else I can do. And then David goes, no, you're good. It won't interfere. Share anything you like. And I'll let you know if I can think of anything.
Starting a TV station for indie artists, and I thought
to turn these police reports not into factual documents, but into legal fictions to cover up what they're... Stop accepting these police reports that always tell the same story.
I said, oh, I got you.
Black men who were threatening a police officer's life, always being the reason that's why they were shot. In situations like this, you have clear evidence that had you not had the video, it would just be another death.
in these sorts of circumstances.
Nope.
Got it? No? You said
Sing
no?
it, sing, sing, sing.
No,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
All right,
Got it.
watch out there now. Okay, good.
Sitting in this place with a smile on my face, knowing you are in my spirit makes my world dance. Where would I be without you? I can't imagine. So glad I took a chance. Midnight life, oh so sweet. You got my head bopping to a crazy beat. I'm sipping my mojito, trying to let it go. But you know, my heart is just no. My whole universe changed the day I met you. You opened up my soul, you freed my heart, yeah. You gave me courage to make a brand new start. It was no accident me meeting you. Now what should I do? Mid and line, yeah. Oh so sweet. You got my head bopping to a crazy beat. I'm sipping my mojito, trying to let it go. But you know, my heart says no. Can't let it go. Can't let you go. Can't let it go. My heart it says no. Yeah. Can't let it go. Can't let you go. Can't let it go. My heart it says no. Yeah. All I want is your love, baby. All I want is your love. What have you done to me, sugar? You know you set me free. My heart is just no.
ones are not. I don't know which ones are mad and which ones are not.
Not.
So
Well,
it's,
see, it probably when the trumpets out there, he didn't have enough range, so he decided to shoot whoever's going to shoot his brothers.
it may not be. We don't know that.
Yeah.
It could be somebody on the other side and say, I wish you would, and I'm gonna shoot. You know what I mean? Anybody. But don't just shoot randomly like that, because stray bullets are serious. So I don't know where that was coming from, but I don't know. Call the police for what? You know, this neighborhood is big. Where are they gonna go? I can't tell you where it came from. It sounded loud enough that it was close, but not like it was in my yard close, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
What are you gonna do? Call the police and say, you know what? Can you just circle around the neighborhood like they don't have nothing better?
Something so smooth about you, boy. Something so cool about you, boy. Something so smooth about you, boy. Something so cool about you, boy. Salt and pepper goatee, sign of your maturity, so grown and sexy, so blazing through my eyes. Ooh, attractive, seductive, smooth eyes. You girls don't have to try. You got it all naturally inside. Your eyes, your smile, always drive me wild. You're just so smooth, and this is for the cool in you. Hey, it's something, 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 yeah. Something so smooth about you, boy. Something so cool about you, boy. Something so smooth about you, boy. Yeah. Something so cool about you, boy. Ooh, you smelling good, boy. So fresh, so clean. Your style of dress, boy, you impress. Looking your best to me. None compared to you. None can do what you do. Unoriginal, unforgettable. I like your blow.
I got one of the best weapons made. I got it plugged up. I'll let you take the plug out. I got a
So you mean you got somebody breaking that down? You're gonna have enough time to break that down, take the plug out.
Something so smooth about you, boy.
Point it at them.
Something so cool about you, boy. Something so smooth about you, boy.
Yeah.
Something so cool about you, boy. Ooh, baby. Ooh, so pleasing to me. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Something about you, baby. Something about you, boy. Drives me crazy. Drives me crazy, yeah. It's something about you. Yeah, it's something that's so smooth. It's something that's so cool. Away, away, away. Away, away, away. Away, away,
light of day, it shines so bright. It's because I do love you. You know that. Near you I'll be all day, all night. Because you love me too. You know that this place that we have come to creates a bond to keep on. My life is yours and yours is mine. I'm needing you, need you. Clear sky, no clouds are seen in view. There's no need to stay away. Come, my love. Time come, we need to seal it true. There is no other way. We know that this place that we have come to creates a bond to keep on to. My life is yours and yours is mine. I'm needing you, need you, need you. My heart, my mind, they are as one. It's because I'm so in love. We know that the best of all is yet to come. You see now there is love. We know that this place that we have come to creates a bond to keep on. My life is yours and yours is mine. I need you, need you, need you. This place that we have come to creates a bond to keep on. Is yours and yours is mine. I'm needing you, need you, need you.
What's happening, y'all? It's Will the Thrill. from Wilfred Ninja Felix. Unity featuring the Queen.
U-N-I-T-Y, that's a unity.
the Music Spotlight. This is the Takeover Show. I will be your host alongside Griselda, Joy Spencer, and Ray Mack. We're going to be interviewing and spotlighting Gary Fuston as the artist, the featured artist today. So we're very, very happy that you're here with us today.
Hey, G.
Yeah.
Boy, you might well get
Come on,
ready for
G.
this.
What's up, everybody?
Get ready, Gary.
What's happening?
So Gary, we've been hearing a lot from your fans lately. They want to know a lot more about you. They want to hear about your music. They want to know about what you actually do besides being the host of this show. So that's one of the reasons why I did the takeover show. Because you spend all this time being a great host and being a great engineer for the show. But at the same time, you're still doing your music and putting out some great tracks out there that we thought it was high time that we spotlight you again on this show. I mean, so this is your home, this is your family, so everybody wants to get to know more about you.
All right.
So
And don't be so modest, G.
yeah,
Said don't be
Sometimes
modest.
Be modest now.
So, Gary, I know a lot of people know about you and have been listening to you on the show for years. But tell us, let's go back and tell us.
yeah.
Huh? What did you say, Gary?
Yeah, we have some new people now, so yeah, we're gonna have to reintroduce again to everybody.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting to. Yeah. So the people that don't know you, go back to the beginning. Where did music all start for you?
Okay. Well, for me, I guess it all started when I was probably about 10, 11, 12, somewhere in that area. I always liked music, but I used to listen to records and stuff that my mother and father used to play around the house. Of course, like a lot of artists have, and so in doing that, I've always taken interest in a lot of great music. I used to listen to a lot of old soul, R&B, even some blues stuff, and I've also heard jazz and stuff back in the day as well. But it kind of, I guess, for the first thing, it was my one time when I was, I don't know, I can't remember the age, but it was somewhere in that same age, around 10, 11, 12. I was interested in this little organ thing. It was like a little organ that had these chords. You push these little chord buttons on one side, and then you play your keys on the side. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and so anyway, I ended up my parents bought me that one time for Christmas or birthday or something, and so I used to take that thing in my room and I'd turn on the radio and I would just pick up stuff, listening, by ear. And so that's what kind of got me really into, wanting to explore and learn music production because, as I got a little bit older and things like that, I started upgrading my equipment, making it, a little bit better than what I can afford at the time. Make a long story short, I guess, through school, when I got in high school, junior high, I did play drums in high school. So I was actually a drummer in the high school band, and then during that time, I had a couple of friends that was playing drums with me in the band, and we all decided to come together and come up with our own little band. And in fact, one of my good friends who just passed away this past weekend, Mark Griffiths. I know you all know Mark.
Yes.
Mark, he was part of the group. Marshall Newkirk, another friend of ours, he was part of the group as well. And then I had a handful of other people join the group later. But anyway, that was the first time I picked up a guitar because we all had to come up with something to play. We all couldn't play drums because we were all drummers in school. So
Yep.
Mark
Gary, was Mark wasn't a drummer though, was he? He
Yeah,
was out
yeah.
playing guitar, didn't
Well, no, Mark played drums in band in high school band, and Newkirk was a drummer in band, and I was as well. We had our little drum cadence back
Hmm.
then, and but
Drum line.
yeah, drum line, yeah,
Yeah.
basically,
There
and
you go.
so like I said, when we decided to try to put our own little R&B group together, I took guitar, he took bass, Mark did, and then Newkirk stuck with the drums, and then over time we started picking up people to come into the group, and so that went on for during our last 2 or 3 years of school. I was in 11th grade or 10th grade when that started, and then by the time uh, we finished high school, we all was basically got little scholarships to go to college. Myself and Mark, we went to a university just outside of here in Oklahoma where I stay. That was actually an art school. It was a music school. So we kind of carried it on when we went to that school. We were able to keep the band together up to that point, and then once the first year, I believe, or second year of the school, that's when everybody kind of disbanded and kind of went their own ways, because that's just part of life. We all growing up and stuff, yeah. And then after that, I just basically always had an interest. I kept it up. Always bought studio equipment and played around, and wrote music through those years and stuff, and just learning it basically, all the way up until till 2000. That's when I finally made it to the 2000 years. That's when I got serious about it, and that was the first time I actually owned a computer, a PC, and
Yeah.
yeah, and I was able to. In fact, only reason I remember 2000 because I remember, when I was going to get the computer in 1999. That was when everybody was saying, it's a Y2K
Y2K.
scare, yeah, the Y2K, all
Yeah.
that stuff was going on, and I didn't know anything about the computer, so I didn't know what I was really getting into. But once I did get one, I was able to learn about music software and how to record with it and all that kind of stuff, and that's kind of basically how I got into to it and where we're at today. I mean, basically.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It's
Okay,
like
so
music.
now, oops, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Grace.
No, so now that you've got this new CD coming out, tell the audience how many CDs with this one, the Ego Wonderland included. How many does that make?
Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna make. Let's see. That should be 5, I believe. Let's see. The first one was the best of Gary Fuston. That's one. Then we had
Yeah.
Unwind. That's number 2.
Yes.
We also had let's see.
Smooth Fruits.
Octave Motive?
Yeah, Octave Motive. And
Yeah.
then from that, we went to Forward. And,
Yes.
and now
Okay,
today,
so this makes it for 5.
yeah, 5. So yeah, so really,
Okay.
yeah, 5.
And what about collaborations as far as, you being on someone else's CD?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, well, I had the opportunity and the honor to be able to collaborate with Terry Tuck and Kinjay, and they were really nice enough to do a nice production for me to play a lead on, which was great. I was really appreciative of that, and they did it for appreciation of me just helping them when playing on supporting them on the radio here, and then just being good friends. They Terry Tuck and Kenny, they're just great people. Really love them. Very talented family. For those of you that do not know, I know all of you, most of you don't know that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but really very appreciative to them. But
You forgot one.
well, no, I'm getting ready to go to the other ones.
He's
It's
getting
not
there.
done.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to the others. Now
Bye.
that's one. That's one of them.
Grace jumping
Also,
ahead.
Gorgeous, Ray.
Ray,
also,
with
Also collaborations with Yvonne J. We did a couple songs. I did one with her that she has on one of her albums. Um, Also, she also did a remix off of a track that I did, just some time ago off of my Unwind track, which is called Smooth Cruise, which she
The
did.
theme song.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah, I did some. I did a track with Rod Williams. We actually did one with
Yes.
him as well, and of course our host here today, Mr. David McLaurin. We've done done a collaboration as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Nightlife. That was
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. But I mean, there's been quite a few. I actually did one, a couple with Gino Goss.
Yep.
Also,
Yeah.
a friend of mine named Tom Fox. You guys may not know him, but he used to be a vocalist out of the UK. That was actually one of the very first collaborations I've done, and especially international collaboration, which was really cool. Very first time, and actually a collaboration that we did where, it was digitally done over sending files back and forth. And that's before it became a really popular thing. Back then, because that recording that I did with Tom was back in I want to say around 2002, so it was really early back then. But it was really cool because he heard something that I had put out online, the instrumental. He was a vocalist, and then he basically was interested in putting the vocals on. So I was I was okay with it because I heard what his vocals sound like. I was like, well, yeah. So I made the recording without because actually the actual recording was the lead part in the recording was the guitar, of course, because you all know that I usually use a guitar, for my lead. And
Right.
so what he did was the melody that he heard, he mimicked that melody with some words, and then so I took the guitar out and then sent the track without the guitar lead, and that's how that song was born. It was called Austin Nights, if you ever heard it before.
Yeah, I remember that one. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have something in the works with someone else right now? Because I know we were kind of talking about it last week.
I do. Miss Joyce Spencer here. We're going to be doing a collab, and so I'm very excited about it. It's something very
I
nice.
can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Is there someone else though? I thought there was someone else that hopefully he's going to release it soon.
Oh, you're talking about Sam.
Uh-huh.
Sam Hankins. Yeah, yeah. Sam
But he said, I
Hankins.
didn't forget.
Yeah. Yeah, we did something a while back, and so I remember when doing it, I remember he was telling me that it was going to be something later on that he was going to be putting out pretty soon. So whenever that comes out, that'd be great to. I'm kind of excited to hear what that's going to be like
yeah.
as well.
I want to hear that one too.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about Ego Wonderland. Everybody is, excited to hear this new project, but we also want to know the meaning of Ego Wonderland.
Yeah.
The title.
Okay.
And the title track.
What was the inspiration for that one?
What was the inspiration? Okay.
Well, Gary, if I'm
Aside from
sorry,
Ray.
David, YJ wanted you to know something before you answer that question.
Oh, okay.
And
Sure.
you said, I so enjoyed my collabs with you, Gary. So easy to work with.
Oh, thank you, YJ.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Good.
Yeah, likewise.
All right.
She's such a great person to work with. I enjoyed YJ. I know, like I said, when we all used to have our little shows and stuff together, when they used to come, of course, you, David, and Joyce, all of y'all, when y'all used to come to Oklahoma and we get
Yeah,
together.
you are easy to work with.
Play.
You are.
Yes,
Work
I could
really
agree.
swiftly.
Well, really
You
appreciate it. But yeah, Ego Wonderland. Well, as you know, as
It's
artists.
not about Ray, is it? In his ego. loves to talk about himself.
Yeah. Well, you know how.
What do you mean sound like an owl? Whoo!
Hey, Gary, I just, like David said, want to hear about the music, but I want to know about also the concept and, why did you choose the title Ego and
Yeah.
the artwork as well?
Oh, okay.
It's behind me, but anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, Ego Wonderland. Okay, as you know, as artists, how we it's sometimes, especially when we're doing music, instrumental stuff, it's kind of hard sometimes to come up with a name sometimes. And for me, in my case, with all the titles that I've come up with, most of the product that I put out, um, usually I don't come up with the name until actually I finish the song completely. I don't go in as like, all right, I got a name here, and then I'm gonna make the music. It's usually at the very end when I come up with the name. So,
Right.
but in this case, it was just kind of weird because, well, you talked about the artwork. Okay, well, the artwork, if you see the artwork, that you see the plants and stuff back there in the background, behind that, I don't know if you can see that, but those plants, that's my bushes out in my front porch.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to let you know that, okay. So what I did, I took a photo of that, and I just had
Nice greenery.
yeah, some nice greenery, and I just had that one day on my phone, and so at the same time, I was in here and I was, actually doing the finishing touches to the CD and just trying to put the music together, and like I said, I was trying to come up with some names and things, and for most of the part, all of the other songs that are on this particular CD, I already had those tracks titled, but this particular song, the title track, Ego Wonderland. Now, I just put this song together, and I was like, man, I don't know what the name is, and then I started thinking about stuff, and then for some reason, I don't know what it was, but anyway, I was just in the mode of just thinking about egos, like people, different, because egos can mean, you can have a bad ego, you can have a good ego, and there's just so many egos, and so and in the climate today of all the stuff that's going on and everything, I mean, I think that's what kind of brought me to this, to come up with the decision to name it that, because because it's been a lot of weird stuff been going on here lately.
A lot of ego.
Yeah, a lot of ego stuff. And the only thing I could only describe, just like, wow, Ego Wonderland. I mean, it's like a big wonderland of all these different egos. And I was thinking, I said, well, I'm just gonna just come up with that. I don't think I ever heard
I like
that title before, so that's kind of how I came up with it. And I was like, well, I guess I'll go with it. I mean,
Well,
Why not?
I noticed that with this album, that you were venturing into new areas, as opposed to the strictly smooth.
Yes.
Not that this doesn't have an element of smooth, but it's a little funkier. It's a more of a, some call it acid jazz type. I call it a fusion of R&B, funk, and jazz.
Yes.
What prompted you to move, not away from smooth jazz? I don't want to say that because you haven't done that. But what prompted you to venture into something different? And I absolutely love it, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much, Joyce. Yeah, that's a very good question, because I know a lot of people probably would kind of want to know that as well, because it is a little bit different from what from what I normally put out. And the reason I kind of went this direction is only because behind the scenes, whenever I do release the smooth jazz stuff, at the same time I've always have done this type of music behind, but I just never put it out, and I didn't know, I never had a let's see, how do I put this? I didn't know if I would have a audience for it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Right.
If, it's kind of, because you're used to doing a certain type of music, and then if you break off and try to do some new stuff, and then you kind of try to come up out with it. Yeah, they're gonna like, is people gonna really like it? Or are they gonna just be, that's the kind of situation how I was thinking. But the thing was, the real reason why I went in that direction, and to be honest, I wasn't actually going to put this out as an album. I was actually going to make, which I'm still doing. I was going to make a collection of a whole lot of music like this and just keep it in a library, and then I was actually going to use it to submit to television stations and networks for, you know, background music for stuff. You know, that was the direction that music was actually done for. And I, you know, it's something that I'm interested in doing. I've always have been interested in doing, and so I said, well, you know, I'm going to go ahead and start, you know, building my library up of just different types of genres, of different type of music for, you know, different things, because you never know. Somebody might hear something, they say, oh, this might sound good in this film or this TV show or this, you know, something like that. So that was the real reasoning behind me going in that direction. And then the more I kind of listened to all the stuff that I've done, I kind of thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and put at least some of it out. You know, just to kind of see what people think about it, because, you know, I'm just real curious about, you know, what direction it can go, even if I was to just release it as a personal album of some sort. So
Yeah, Gary.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, I'll take this opportunity to let the listeners hear some of the music on this album. So let's go with my first three, which would be the title track, and the reveal, which you'll tell us about, and then Q20.
Okay. All right.
So if you want to do a little intro on each of those songs, then we could segue into it and let the listeners get a taste of Ego Wonderland. That would be awesome.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Gary,
That's
you can
actually
also,
my favorite.
Gary, you can also tell us, once you had put it out there, what kind of response are you getting on the different platforms that you got it out there on?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You can hear that when we get back. I'd love to hear
Yeah,
that.
I'm just saying when you know.
I'd love to hear that too.
Yeah.
Okay. We will do. I'm sorry. And David, tell me again, what was the order?
Ego Wonderland, which will obviously introduce the album, the
Okay.
reveal, and then Q20.
Okay. You want me to go into the tracks now, or you want me to talk about it first?
Talk about them, and then we'll break into it.
Okay. Now, Ego Wonderland, which is, like I said, this is the latest of all of the tracks that you'll hear today. This is the one that inspired the actual name, and but basically, no. This particular track, I was just, you know, when I was doing it one night, I was just kind of feeling real funky, kind of feeling that kind of feeling, you know. I felt like doing something that can make your head bob, and, you know, and all that kind of good stuff. You know, that's the kind of mode I was in, and
Yes,
so so just, you know, I think I started the track out, if I remember right, with the bass, with that synth bass line that I came up with, and that's what kind of drove me into starting putting in all the other different elements, you know, and before I knew it, and to be honest with you, when I did the track, it was kind of wild, because you know, sometimes I'll get in those modes where I'll bang out a track in one day, you know, just you know, if I'm really feeling it, instead of going back and taking my time, you know. But this was, I don't know, it was weird. This was one that just, it wouldn't let me go to sleep. I had to keep doing it until I finished.
Right.
And
We're not going to sleep until we're done.
right, exactly. And so I was just feeling all these different elements and playing, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. And so I went on and did it. And if you listen to it, it goes a little ways, you know, in this certain deal, and then it breaks down, and then it does another breakdown, you know, at the end. So, but that's pretty much how that track came together. And then for the other ones, I guess we'll just we'll talk about those when we come back. So I'll go ahead and get it started and let everybody check it out. And y'all can
All
tell me
right.
what you think, all right?
Come on,
Awesome.
Ego.
All right.
Let's go, Ego.
All right.
Yep.
Ego has left the building. Where's Mac?
Oh, Mac.
Snack is called him.
Might have to give me another snack.
Yeah, he probably went and got this little snack.
Right, yep. Rustling some chip bags in the kitchen.
All right, here goes Ego Wonderland, y'all. We'll keep it locked
All
right
right.
here.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. Go. My fault.
Congratulations again on the album.
I really appreciate that.
Hey, G,
Glad y'all enjoying that. Huh?
I got a question.
What's that? What's that?
How many, how many checks you got laying on your coffee table that you haven't deposited just yet?
Or checks? Did you say chicks or checks?
He said checks. He said checks. I know what he's talking about. Yeah.
So do I, but what does that have to do with Ego Wonderland?
No, what he's talking about, like a long time ago, when I first started putting my music online, it took a little while, you know, after when I first started promoting it and pushing it and stuff and putting it online, and I got up to about 2 or 3 CDs online. Well, you know, I started getting payments finally, you know, through, you know, sales and things like that. So back then, you know, Ray used to come. This would be, you know, Ray used to come to town, and every time when he would come to the house, you know, I would have one of the checks that they sent me from CD Baby. It'd be sitting on my table, and it's been sitting there for a while, you know, along with all my bills and stuff all stacked up over there. And he's like, man, when you gonna cash them checks?
The boy had like 4 or 5 of them checks laying on his table. More, just that.
It didn't take me that long.
He didn't feel like spending it. No. It was a great trophy for the music.
Yeah.
I can understand that, but you know, they try to put a date on that money, boy. 90 days or whatever you need to get rid of.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but it's yours. I mean, there shouldn't be a date on it.
Tickle me, boy. Them checks be laying out.
Now that there's direct deposit, we don't have to worry about that anymore, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
I just shake my head. I said, boy, he got these checks laying down there. Ain't even put them in the bank. He had a cooler. I'm talking about a big water cooler. Man, that thing was chucked with chain, boy. I said, MJ, he had to get a wheelbarrow. A dollar to roll it out of the house.
Oh God.
Yeah, boy.
At least the bank didn't make him roll it up himself. The bank made me roll mine up.
Yeah, that's a
It
fact.
took me like 2 days.
Hey,
Roll.
it takes a long time.
Yeah, but you know, it's good they got those machines.
A lot of work.
What you got to do is just take your cup and dump it in there and start counting. Just start counting.
Yeah, but those machines take a percentage of your money. They take like 8 to 10% of your money.
Yeah. You know, that's why I don't even fool with them. I just give me some of those sleeves and just, I got one of the deal where you just put the change in, then you can put the sleeve and just roll it on in there. Man, shit, I don't like giving up more money. I don't even like using it. I don't even use ATM. But I don't like giving up.
What?
Shit, I don't use no ATM.
Oh,
Wow.
sorry, S-bomb.
Yeah, so let's get back to Gary.
Gary, it's his
tell us
show.
a little more. Tell us a little more about, you know, the tracks on the album and the feedback you've been getting.
Oh, but yeah, the feedback. That was the question that Ray asked you before we went to the music.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
The one that
The one that Ray Mac asked you earlier.
asked you about the feedback. What feedback were you getting?
Oh, what feedback I was getting? Okay. Well, yeah, it seemed like I was getting a lot of good feedback. You know what I did the first when the Ego Wonderland track, when I first did it, you know, before I actually put it out, you know, I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put the track up online, just let everybody hear it in full, and then kind of get an opinion of it, you know, what they thought about it and everything. And it seemed like for the most part I didn't see anything that was negative. Everybody said they liked it, they thought it was good, and everybody was kind of giving me, because what I did, I put out a question, what genre do you think this fits in?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so I started getting a lot of responses, of different stuff, hybrid stuff, from hip hop to R&B to electronic to you name it. And I felt, I agree with everything that everybody said because that's basically what it really is. I think it kind of feeds from a lot of my influences because I like so many different styles of music. So
Right. Understand
Right.
that.
yeah.
I want to know on Are You Ready? Is that you singing?
Oh, no, it's not. I actually had one of my software packages that I have, my recording software packages. There was one that I had bought that had some short vocal samples in it,
Hmm.
and the particular one I heard that little stab, are you ready? I was like, that's kind of cool, let me mess with it. So what I did, I took it out and manipulated it, kind of changed the key to match my track that I had come up with.
Right.
And just kind of,
I love
yeah, put it in there. And that inspired that name for that
I
track.
think it's real catchy because I find myself,
It is.
singing it. I love it. And
Oh,
what if
thank
I
you.
gone all the way back to, I think it was your second release, Smooth Cruise.
Oh, yeah?
There's some vocal on that one too.
Now that was me. Yeah. Yeah, that was me. I'll tell you a quick story about that. Cause I've never been a person that like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sing something on the track. Cause when I hear my own voice, I'm embarrassed. So.
Same here.
But on Smooth Cruise, way that came about, I had did the actual track itself. Just the instrumental and everything. I put the guitar on. And then I kept thinking, I said, man, it just sounds empty. It sounds like it needs something else in there. And so I come up with that little Smooth Crew verse, that little, I guess it's a hook, you can call it. And I just, did it just for myself, just to see, if it sounds good. Because my plan was to find somebody that had a great voice to do it for me. That was the whole plan.
Oh, it was fine.
And then somebody that came over one day and heard it, and they said, "Ooh, who's that? Blah blah blah. You need to put that out." And I'm like, no, I don't know. And it was like, "Yeah, go ahead and do it." And then I just end up doing it. So, but when I swear to God, when I did put it out, when I put it online, I kid you not, before I push that last button before it go online, I did like this.
But you know what, Gary? Sometimes you have to step away from your music
Yeah.
and maybe a week or so get it out of your system and then come back and hear it
Yeah.
fresh. And then
True.
you go, really, that wasn't that bad. Because I've
True.
done that. I heard it on. I was listening to one of my songs on the radio, and I was like you. Oh, I'm releasing that, but I don't know if my vocal chops are good enough. And I'm listening to it. I think it was on Spotify, and I thought, it's really not that bad. And it makes me realize. And sometimes you come back and go, that's not too good. When you step away.
Yeah.
Well,
You're right.
Yeah.
That's why we don't. That's why I said I don't think I want to master my own music. Because fresh ears is not that person is smarter or
Right.
whatever, but fresh ears on something, they will pick up on things, and you will pick up on things when you set it aside and go, what was I thinking when I did that?
Yes.
But that track is perfect. I mean,
Oh.
it's great. It's your hit
Yeah.
song.
Well, thank you.
Bon J
Yeah.
loved it so well, so she took it and put her spin on it.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
what YJ did with it. She
Yeah,
just
she
took it
put
to
out-
another level. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you,
The funny
YJ.
thing is, yeah. Yeah, the funny thing is I could engineer anybody's voice but mine. I mean, I just have the most ridiculous time. I cannot for the life of me just hear my voice recorded. Like speaking
Right.
or singing out loud, I'm good with that. But recording it, I
Uh-huh.
just have like the most horrible time with it. I'm like, just don't sing. I mean, and I've been the front man for several bands. I've directed choirs. I've sang solo. I've sang in church. I do all of that.
Right.
I just, for the life of me, just don't like when I'm singing something that I wrote.
Oh, I know it, man. I
Yeah, I
know.
mean, I'll set it aside for weeks and come back and still be like, oh, you now.
But your last album, you did some singing on it, and I didn't even know it was you. Was that you? It was great. You did. I can't remember the name of the track.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, and it was good. I didn't know it was him. He laughed. I said, "Who was that singing?" That was me. I went, "Oh, it was good."
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes you just need to run it by somebody else. Hey, listen, you know, somebody that will give you honest opinion. Like I've told you guys before, I'll let my husband hear something and he'll be honest about it. You know, just tell me the truth. Because I sure don't want to hear about it later. Well, you know, you really should have. No. And I ask you, this is the time to tell me. Is this sounding right?
Now, what did Ladarian told you to call it?
Mm-mm.
What did he tell you to call it, Joy?
Ray just will not let that one go.
You just
Let it go. Let it go.
let it go.
There you go.
Let go your ego.
I had called G, but G was working on it. Damn, boy, that sounds good. I said, what is that? He said, oh, that's yours. I'm just putting the top on it. I said, damn, that sounds good. They come to find out the Darren told us, said, yo, let's say, call it damn.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going there. I could just see myself going play in church. I'm selling CDs. Okay.
Well,
Oh.
No, I had, you know, the thing is when I wrote it, like I told you guys, I had to sit here and keep going. And the horn section, I had to take my mic and sing the horn section and then save it. Then I'll come back and write it out, if you will, or play it out. But my husband heard the first time, that's the first thing he said. What? He said, baby, that's good. That's good. That's a good one. I said, all right, I said, but I'm not done. This is just the structure. I don't know what to call it. The infrastructure of the many voices that I want, the basic rhythm and beat. So,
Right.
And I'm like Gary, I'm a multi-genre person. And it's really, and I also have another one that is very classic smooth jazz, and the title is Cherish, that I wrote from my mom, in memory of my mom. But they're totally different. So I cannot put them on the same album or EP, whatever I decide to do. But I it's just think 2020 made me want to release something more, because that's the 80s funk. It was the best time. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That was,
But yeah, you know, when I heard it, you know, I said, damn, that sounds good. Hearing to put his twist on there, I said, boy, that might be a winner there, buddy. Be a winner there.
But when Gary heard it, he said, oh yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I got this. He said, but I need, you know, the thing is that the instrumentation I have on mine is a little different. But I told him, I said, hey, that drum track, you don't have to use that, because Gary can write some really good drum tracks. And I said, you know, you can, you know, so just giving them the freedom. But the thing is that the song was done. It just needed to be produced. And when I heard it, I'm like, Gary, that's it right there.
Yeah.
I love how he kept the concept so perfectly. You know what I mean? He kept it and improved it. Let me see, not just kept it, he improved it. And we're both excited about it. And I can't wait. I just have to buckle down and take care of all my, like I told you off the air, my tech issues here. Because it's hard for me to work when I got things, you know,
pulling you in the back.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let me resolve this and let me resolve this, and I'm almost there. You know, I was up late trying to get these files transferred, and I heard 6 gunshots, but that's okay.
But you know, I have to say that, you know, G himself he's an individual that's very multi-talented in every phase.
All right, Chris, stop.
Huh?
Stop, Chris.
He's multi-talented.
Hey, Chris.
What I say wrong now, Chris?
That's all right.
You know,
Keep going.
yeah, you know, like I said, you know, he's very talented. in a lot of fields and people don't realize. He's
Yeah.
very tech savvy. He's a graphic artist, and what he's doing right now,
Yeah,
uh,
graphic too.
and
Hmm.
he's doing the show, and he's engineering that and everything else, and you know, he's just talented all the way around.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a good thing. You know, being well rounded,
He's
such as
gonna be
Gary.
asking you for a favor, Gary. Get ready.
Okay.
You
Buttering
know,
you up for a reason.
OG.
Oh,
I've been knowing him since he was yeah, it was a baby. I've been knowing him all his life.
Yeah,
hmm
that is true.
At least you're not taking credit for him.
You'll
But you
be
know,
all right, Gary.
Huh?
But
Gary
Gary, I
just
have a question for you.
Oh,
Why you? How long have you been doing radio shows? It's been about 15 years now, right?
a little over now. Yeah, we're
18, 19.
about 18 or
18,
19 now. But
19.
yeah, you know, and I got, like I said, give thanks to Ray up here because Ray the one that actually started all that. I mean, you know, I say what back in I want to say what
01.
was it 01? Okay, yeah, 01. And because you know Ray, you know he always, you know when you know I live in Oklahoma, of course, you know, and he lives in Texas, but you know, uh, Ed's from Oklahoma, so you know he knows all my folks. I know all his people, and so every time when Ray used to come visit, you know, come to Oklahoma, he always made a point to stop by my house, see, you know, what I was up to musically, because you know I was, you know, doing my stuff. So, and then one day he just said, you know, I'm retired. I'm gonna do this internet radio thing, and I need somebody to help me. You know, he came to me, asked me if I would, you know, go in partnership with him, and you know, and everything, and plus, he you know, he was just kind of looking at it as it'd be a great opportunity for me to network, you know, and get some support, you know, through online distribution and things. So that's kind of how it all started. So Ray got the online streaming, and he used to have the 24/7 stream, and you know, I came up with the name GHP Radio. GHP Radio was the GHP stands for Gary's House Production, basically, because I did everything out of my house. I used to I used to do a lot of tracks for rappers, you know, and stuff locally here. I used to produce a lot of those, and then after that, that's when I kind of went into my own music stuff, you know, and things. So, but that's how we kind of got into this radio thing. Really, Ray kind of got that started. So I got to give it up to Ray for getting
Thanks, Ray, man.
getting that all started.
Matt.
Yeah, and throughout the years, man, me and him would do that thing, and you know, when I when I when I first started, you know, it wasn't like a live. We didn't have like live programs all the time. I used to do pre-recorded shows, so I would call the artists and set up a day that they could, you know, do an interview with me over the phone. And then I used to use the telephone, and it was funny because I would use this phone that I have. I still have the phone here right in front of me, but it's my landline phone, and it had a really good speaker on it. So I would put it on speakerphone, and I put it up against the microphone, and it would pick up the person from the phone, and I would.
Come a long way, baby.
Yeah, we came a long ways, man.
Yes, sir.
But we was trying to figure it out back then. It took us a little while, and but through the years, you know, we was able to establish a pretty good thing, you know, helping a lot of independent artists get recognized, and that's where we are today. Now, you know, through the years, we into technology where you can see us now. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
you know,
amazing.
G would come and say, Ray, what do you think about this? I said, man, you know something? Won't you give that a shot? Because we talked about Facebook, and we talked about YouTube.
mm-hmm.
And so we tried it before he put it out there. I said, that's probably going to work. Then, like I said, with Skype, so the artists can be able to see us and what we're doing, and they can talk to us, But he even bounced it off of me, off of me, and I said, let's do it. It's nothing. We are advancing in the technology. Put it that way. Instead of moving with it.
The only thing that we asked Gris and I asked, when you go visual, you need to let us know, because Gris and I, we had no makeup on. My hair, raggedy looking, you know what I mean? We're like, you better not put us on the air.
I remember that. Yeah.
Because I remember Gary went to YouTube, and then he said, yeah, you guys, I'm going to eventually go into a visual.
Yes.
And I'm like,
yes.
Chris and I were like, you better let us know first.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is that, I'm gonna be me. And shoot, I like to have a plate of food and just
Really? Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
That's just being me.
Yeah, but the back, we don't need to see the crack in the back, though.
Oh, Lord have mercy. And the wheels just fell off.
I want to put this out here, and myself and we're going off into a new venture. A new venture also. It's called the National Legacy Museum, Jazz Legacy Museum. Gary built a site, put it all together, and hoping that everything gonna come to tuition with this. And
What's that?
oh, I see. What I say wrong? But it's okay. Like I said.
I'm missing it.
There's a lot of people that's involved in this here, and from Oklahoma, and across this country. It's gonna be all about jazz. It's gonna be a museum, and my baby and Gary is gonna be the master control room and the radio station that they're gonna put in there. So.
There's that chair.
Awesome.
I'll leave my chair alone.
Speaking of, give me a second. Let me find it. I need to find this real quick. Hold on. Henry, back. He said, race chair, Squeak wants to be on the next track. Wants to be on the next track.
I'm not feeding the chat room. They laughing what's in that chat room. I'm not even paying attention.
Ray Chair Squeak wants to be on the next track, on the next track with Gary. When Ray was talking that he was just gonna be himself, and then Keith says, Ray song, I Got to Be Me. I was laughing at that to begin with, and then you messed up on saying fruition, and you said tuition.
I couldn't get it out the way I wanted to, but that's okay. But y'all, what is that laughing about? And I looked over, I said, they reading in the chat room.
No, it wasn't the chat room.
To start with, and then the tuition just made it worse.
Tuition came up.
Tuition, you forgot to pay your tuition. I have a challenge for Gary and David.
Yes.
Why don't the three of us collaborate on a song called Ray's Chair?
Yeah.
Bringing it to tuition.
As a matter of
We
fact,
can do
I knew y'all gonna work that out. I know y'all gonna work it out. You want me to sing?
Huh? You want me to?
Huh?
You want me to sing? Hold it. I just tell you, give me some auto tune. I'll be good to go.
Auto-tune? Yeah, I got some auto-tune right there.
And Keith, he said, Lord, stop him from talking.
My brother Keith.
All right. right. Yeah, I think I'm up for that challenge.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh. Lord be
Yeah.
thank you. Him and Henry, I love it when those two get together and start picking on Ray.
Yes, Lord.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, look here.
Yep.
Funny.
You're speechless? Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on.
Really?
Take a photo. Take a picture. Is he
Yep.
speechless?
Well, I'm telling you, them two people, them two.
Oh.
Well, since we're picking on Ray, I might have something fun.
Oh, yes, David. I was going to say, please do something
And
with
David.
that.
Yep.
What are you doing?
What happened?
What is this?
Boy.
This is Ray Mack starring as Papa Smurf.
Where does it see it? I don't see it.
Me
I
either.
don't see
I'm
it.
sharing my screen. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on.
This is funny.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Gary, get ready. Get ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. Yeah. Let's see. All right, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
I see your
Switch
screen.
All right.
I see your screen, but I'm getting scared.
Uh oh.
Can you see it?
I don't see anything but a lonely tree.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
a little
that's what I
tree.
see too.
A tree on a.
Bed of rocks? I don't know
Yeah,
what you
bed
call
of
it.
rocks maybe.
Hold on. Let's see. Why is it not showing the file?
I don't know.
You trying to pull Papa
But it's
Smurf up
funny.
in there, aren't you?
I want to see it now. Now you got us curious. We want to see it.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
wait till
no.
you see it.
Oh, you
All
see
right,
it.
hold on.
Okay,
Let's do
come on,
this.
David, make it work. Make it work.
Can you see it now?
No, not
No.
yet.
No, not yet.
I thought this was Gary's show.
This is Gary's show.
I know you didn't just challenge him. Look, you're the last person. Oh, I wish that could work. Come on. I want,
No, it still goes back to the tree and the rocks.
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll have to post it then.
Uh-huh.
We'll
Let's
post
see.
it. I want to see it.
Well,
that would have been too cool if
I
it
think I know what picture you're trying to find too. I might be able to.
Yeah. Actually, if I did I send it to you?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
send it to me.
Oh, share
You
it,
saw it already,
Gary.
Gary, as well? Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yep.
But our view, I
You again if you need me to.
think our viewers might want to see it though, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
now
yeah.
you have us curious. That's not fair that you guys see it. You and
I
Chris.
don't see it. I just see the tree and the rocks.
Hold on.
No, that was your hard head.
You want me to see if I can retrieve it?
Want me to send it? Text or Facebook?
Hang on, I think I already have it here. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me see if I can.
Oh Lord.
Let me get my stuff together first.
Drop some
I
music
go
while
through
you do that.
every week.
Oh,
Every week I go through this here.
Lord have mercy.
Well, one day I'm gonna get all of y'all back.
You got us already.
It's gonna take me a minute to find it. Hold on.
Okay.
That's okay.
Play some music from the list.
Okay, we can go into the music and then we'll come back and we'll have it
Yeah.
ready.
What are we playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So on this, we have Remorse Code,
Okay.
My Favorite Night Exchange,
Mhm.
Moment, and one other one that was released earlier, When It's Over.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
That's a good one right now. It's over.
All right.
Having a time, Gary.
All right. We'll go into those and then we'll come back and then we'll talk about them as well. Oh, that's funny.
Yes.
And y'all will get a surprise when we
Good.
come back.
What? Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Yvonne, Ray must be on his Hot Wheels.
All right.
must be Ray. Henry said, must be Ray on his Hot Wheels.
All right, we're back.
All
All
right,
right,
David.
Gary. I mean, Gary. David. The other Gary.
Mr. Davis.
Yeah. Welcome back. So on this list you heard, let's see, grab my list here really quick. You heard Remorse Code, Night Exchange, A Moment, and When It's Over, which was a single released by Gary right before Ego Wonderland. So Gary has a lot of great music out there. I mean, you gotta follow him on his social media and all his pages in order to keep up with what he's doing. So Gary, since we're at this point in the show, I'd like you to tell the listeners where they could keep in contact with you, your socials and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can actually go to well, better yet, go to my website, GaryFuston.com. I made it easy for people to go. It's ghouseproductions.net, but you can actually get to the same place by just using my name simply, just GaryFuston.com. And then of course all your most of your digital download outlets, you can find the music there. You know, Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, Apple Music, and Amazon, and a whole host of all the others there. You know, just you can Google search my name. It'll put you right there to whatever platform you like to buy your music or whatever. So yeah.
And which social medias are you on?
Oh, social medias, of course, Facebook. I'm actually new to Instagram. Everybody's calling it IG. I'm learning, okay, because I never really used Instagram at all until this year, just a few months ago actually. And I'm still trying to figure it out. So for those of y'all like, what the hell is Gary doing over there? Because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it out. I'll post some pictures, but I'm trying to figure out the how you interact with folks with it too, and all that stuff. Because it's all on the phone. See, I'm used to doing everything on my PCs and my computers, and I don't do any of that kind of stuff on my iPhone. But I'm trying to get into that. So. That's the reason why.
Right on.
Yeah.
So what are some of the future plans for Gary Fuston and his music?
Okay, well, it's pretty much on forward of what I've been trying to do is I'm trying to strike some interest into some film and TV companies, basically libraries. I did a lot of research as far as how that industry works, and so I've been actually trying to build the library up so that way when I do making a connection with a music library that's well established with a great network of shows and TVs and film things like that, I'm hoping to hopefully one day get connected with a few of those companies, because that's where I really want to do. A lot of people like you, Joyce, I know you had asked me several times, about, my direction as far as that goes in my music. And I remember I told you that I don't like to be out front, in front of the, as far as that goes, like a lead person, because I'm not really that, that's just not me. I'm more of a behind the scenes kind of guy. I like to put the music together. I like to write and that kind of thing. And a secret I'm going to release today that a lot of people do not know. Now, all my releases, the ones that we talked about before this particular release, all of those CDs, you notice that it was basically featuring a guitar. Okay, I don't really consider myself as a guitar player. Okay, a lot of people was thinking that, but I really don't, because I'm still learning. I mean, I've played guitar over the years, but I never really put enough time into learning the craft to where I can be really good, like a lot of my idols out there. Okay, to be honest, I'm not the kind of person that picks up my guitar every day and play something on it. Actually, my guitars, they have dust on them right now, so I got to dust them off. so that's I just wanted to put that out there for some of the people that was interested, especially all you guitar players out there, because I don't by any means want to come off sounding like I'm Mr. Guitar Man, because I am not. If you hear my music, all my melodies are very simple. They're kind of laid back, you know. I mean, I guess it works because a lot of people do like the music, but I do not. I mean, I want to be able to learn how to play my guitar in a fashion to where I can do some really skillful things, but I'm not there yet, and it's only because I never spend enough time to learn it, because I have so many different different places in the music that I do, you know, with the production. You know, I'm more is into that. It's like writing the music, you know, all the different parts and stuff. But as far as a lead on the guitar, I really got a whole lot of work to do to get to a level that I would actually consider myself as a guitar man. You know what I mean? So I'm just more overall music. Just, you know, that's basically where I come from. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there.
You just can't tell everybody that, because they know your capabilities of playing the guitar.
Well,
and you know, and what you do, and when you collaborate with the other artists, you know, they throw, hey man, your guitar is right there. So what the heck?
I mean, I guess it's good for what I do. Let's just put it that way. It's for what I do.
Right. You're good at what you do.
But
I have a question,
sure.
Gary. Morse code.
Oh yeah.
That love the track, but I also love the title, and I know there's a story behind it.
It is.
But what's the story behind Remorse Code?
Remorse Code. Okay. Well, when I was writing that particular track, it was actually during the time. It was during this time where there's so much craziness going on, you know, politically. As you know, our president, you know, all this craziness that you see now. Well, the name came from, because whenever I was putting the track together, I was trying to come up with the name and everything, and at that time I was in a mindset and frame of thinking about what was going on today, you know, and I was thinking to myself, I said, as crazy as this guy in office, all this craziness he done and all these different things, I said, and I know there was a lot of people that voted for that man that didn't realize some of the things that he has done or that he was going to do. Let's just put it that way. And so the name Remorse just came to me. You know, it's like, I bet there's a lot of remorse out there. A lot of people just saying, damn, I wish I wouldn't have voted that man in office, you know, and things like that. And that's where that name came from, Remorse Code. I mean, I felt like, I was like, I just, you know, when I put that, you know, because I was trying to come up with a name for the track anyway. And at the time when I was trying to come up with the name and everything, and then and I don't know if if somebody was maybe having a discussion at the time, and I think that's when I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna you know, call this Remorse Code, because I remember making a statement. I said, well, you know, I know a lot of people are probably remorseful for what, you know, what they, you know, when they did vote it for some, you know, there's some people that's not remorseful, but there's some that are.
Yeah. Well,
but your songs are like, all your titles that you play, Remorse Code, I'm sorry, Night Exchange, A Moment, and When It's Over, it's almost like you're prophetic-like, because it's totally, those titles are totally indicative of what's happening even right now.
Yeah.
It's like you had a foresight or something like that. I'm just putting that out there.
And
it's
kind
just amazing.
And you're kind of true about that, Joyce, because, you know, and a lot of people, you know, I don't really talk to a lot of people about this, but some of the things that are happening now, I felt like I've already knew it was coming. Okay. I don't know what it is, but I have this this
That's
thing.
what I'm seeing too.
Yeah.
And you didn't say that. So
right.
I'm just, you know, when I see you, when I hear your titles, I go, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you write one that says "Get Out," I'm really going to hit the floor. But anyway.
Right.
Yeah. You know, like you were saying, remorse code.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking Morse code, not remorse, but Morse code.
Oh, okay.
And when he's speaking to to those audience that he have, he's giving them Morse code.
Artists that he has?
No. I'm talking about what's going on today.
Okay, you said artists. I know what you meant now.
No, yeah. Okay. When he's out there talking to those audience, is talking. It was a code.
Oh yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Stand By.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But honestly,
that's the way I gathered the song.
Yeah. But you're right. You're right on track, Joyce. A lot of these titles, and some of the things that even my mind, just the way it thinks sometimes, I'll think about something, and it may be something that triggers something and make me think this, but then later on around, I feel like I'm what do you call that? Deja vu. It feels like that for me a lot.
I call it prophetic like. I'm not calling you a prophet, but it's like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we got enough false prophesying going around.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to even use that term because there's so many. Because that I've seen in the last few years.
Absolutely.
Saying, "Oh, I prophesy this," and it doesn't happen at all of it.
Right.
I need to stop. Yes.
But
But even "Are you ready?" That's powerful. Are you ready?
But let me say one thing about today is I call it time catching up with itself. And because I seen some of the stuff on TV, I said, "Dog, I seen this before," so it's catching up. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, I know we don't have that much time left, but I'd like to open up the chat room to any questions you might have for Gary.
Or comments.
Yeah.
You might have some praise.
And Grizz, you could moderate that.
I've been trying, so.
Yeah.
I don't know how much lag time.
I did see one question earlier from. Excuse me. I was gonna say I did see a question earlier today. When I picked back from Costella, and I think it was something to the effect of about my influences, who I used to listen to, I guess, that coming up, and that I would say my major influences were like Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, of course, Prince, and let's see who else. It was somebody else in that same round. It was mostly people that I knew that did that wrote for a lot of people, that stuff like that, and also people that produced, that like Prince that would do all his parts, whenever he recorded all of his music and things like that. But a lot of that stuff I found that was very, very inspiring because, when you have a guy that's sitting in the room and he's coming up with playing all these different parts, these different songs, when I first heard about Prince doing that back in the day, I was like, man, that is really cool, to be able to write all these different parts and because when I first used to listen to Prince, before I knew his story, I didn't know. I thought everybody had a part in it, but he was writing all the songs, writing all the music and everything, and actually recording, all that stuff, and I was like, man, that is crazy. I said, I need to figure out how to do that, and so that's when I started investing in equipment and doing the multi-recording. That was the thing, man. So, but anyway, those were some of the main ones, and Quincy Jones, of course.
Yes.
Hey, G, now let me ask you this: with all the equipment that you was having, did you have that old false tape recorder where you had to ping all your tracks and
I had something similar to it. Yeah, mine was a Yamaha. I had a Yamaha 4-track recorder, and I had fun with that thing. But yeah, it was really cool because you had the cassettes and you put the cassette in there. You had 4 tracks, with the mixer for each track, and you sit there and do your 4 tracks, and then like I said, then you chord all 4 of those tracks down to 1 track. Now you got 3 more tracks to play with, and you can record some more stuff on top of it and just keep stacking. That's your ping pong.
Yeah. That's your ping pong.
Yeah. Back in the analog days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Back in analog. Oh, I thought you were about to say something. I think about the many, many years that you have poured into this show and how it's evolved, and the many days and hours that you spend getting this technology right. What motivates you to keep doing this? You know what I mean? Because this is coming from your own heart and your own pocket, if you will. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. I really, really get a really appreciation and I don't know. I really enjoy collaborating and just networking with so many different artists that do the same thing that I do, and it has the same appreciation for it, and that's what keeps me going, because through the years as coming up as an artist, trying to because I'm sure all of us, even back in the day before the digital age took over, we all was out there chasing, or not chasing more or less, but just dreaming, saying, oh, I hope I get a record deal one of these days, or oh, I hope I can get my music played on the radio station. I want to be able to hear that, stuff like that, and and that was something. I'm a resident of Oklahoma. I was born and raised here in Oklahoma, so it was something that I just never did see that could happen for me, because I was from Oklahoma, but I knew that we had a lot of cowboy country music here, was real popular here in Oklahoma, so I didn't think my type of music would be able to get heard, being locked here, unless I pack up and go to California or go to New York or what have you. So, but when the internet and all that stuff opened up and made things for us indies to be able to do our own thing, wow, that just really opened the floodgates for me, and like I said, I just get enjoyment out of it, and so.
I do. I'm sorry, Gary. I do see one question because we're like minutes before the hour.
Okay.
Carmen Bruner said, "Did you have an experience with Band in the Box?"
Band in the Box, I have not. I'm familiar with Band in the Box because the program that I started out was Cakewalk, and when I very first started doing the music software recording, in fact, a friend of mine, Maurice Johnson, you guys might be aware of him, guitar player, and that's one thing I did forget to mention in this whole interview is that Maurice was actually a key element inspiration for me to learn to play guitar. He actually put my fingers with his hands on my fret on my on my guitar, my very first guitar I had, and learned me how to play chords.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was really young, and so that's how I actually was inspired and started playing guitar in the first place. But as far as that goes, he was actually one of the ones who turned me on to Cakewalk too. So that was my software that I started out. But I am familiar with Band in the Box because I do remember when that came out, and it was something that I was looking into back in the day. For sure.
But Cakewalk won.
Yeah, Cakewalk won. And the only reason why, because it was free for me at the time. We were we didn't have to buy it. We were getting free software files from all types of different deals back in that time period. So.
Yes,
Yeah,
I remember those days.
Yeah.
I was going to say something about Maurice. Maurice is self-taught himself. I used to see Maurice sitting on his auntie's porch with a 4-string guitar, learning right then.
Oh, yeah.
And learning that guitar and everything. That, like I said, I knew he helped Gary to start perfecting his craft with the guitar also.
Yep. That's how it all started.
Oh, yeah.
Adrian.
2 minute more.
Yeah. Do we have our surprise, Gary?
Oh yes, we do.
Yeah, Gary, come on.
Do y'all remember we was talking a little bit earlier about something about Smurfs, Papa
Yeah.
Smurf or something like that? Is that right?
Yep.
Um,
That right.
Let me see if I can
Yep.
find something here.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I think we got something.
Why y'all open so? Why y'all just put me on blast? No.
Okay.
Look,
Who is that?
now, boy.
Simmer down.
Who is that right there?
Breathe.
Oh Lord.
We weren't even
Oh,
talking
Lord.
about you.
Yep.
Do you
Ain't
see
even
it?
Talking about
And you know something? That's my mug up there too.
Can you see it?
I'm looking at my nose and my glasses. My mug. Boy, y'all see how they just do me. But it's all right.
It's showing up
It's
on
all
my
right.
screen.
That's so funny. It says you'll never know what comes out of Ray's mouth.
Yep.
But it's not showing up on my screen though. That's weird.
You're not seeing it, Grizz?
You
I'm
not
seeing-
seen it?
I'm seeing it.
No, but I mean, I have the
It's
photo.
hilarious. Did you do this, David?
Yes.
Look, David, you remind me of my kids. When I ask them a question,
But it's all fun.
I'm
It's
like, yeah, you
three
did.
fellas. It's three fellas. David, Henry, and Keith. Boy, look here.
Now Keith is gone, and he missed this because he wrote that he had to
Yep.
go. Keith,
Yeah.
well, you'll have to post Gary.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
David or whoever, that's hilarious.
It is funny.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
Look.
Yeah, that's me.
But it would have been funny if you had Chris in one and Gary in one and me.
I thought about doing that. And I probably still will.
Oh, Gary,
Yes.
while we on the subject, when
401.
Papa Smurf?
Robert done the animation of Me, You, and Grizz. Tell me about how that came about.
What happened to me?
What was that?
You weren't on the animation.
You weren't part of it yet.
Oh, I see. That's years ago? Okay.
Yeah, we done the animation myself, G, and Rosilda.
Okay.
What was Robert's last name?
Valderrama.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can talk about that off the air. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
it's time for us to lock down.
Time for us to wrap up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, dang,
It's over.
I'd like to thank all of you for putting me in the hot seat today. It was a lot of fun. David, thank you for coming over and hosting. Really appreciate it. And I want to thank all of you out there in the chat room and people that tuned in today. I really appreciate you coming over, taking the time to check out what I've been doing and things like that. And other than that, I'm ready to close this thing down. So everybody have a great weekend, and hopefully we're gonna all be moving in another direction soon. A lot of
Yeah.
changes has come in the first part of the year. Of course, this craziness of all that craziness that just happened 2 days ago. Man, Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday.
Everybody just, like I said, still be vigilant. Still, please be safe out there still,
Yes.
because we're not out of the woods yet. There's still a lot of stuff going on,
Yes.
and everything. But we are in a new year, and again, thank you everybody. And then, like I said, I want to say rest in peace to my brother Mark Griffiths. They
Yes.
yeah, sure hate that
And,
he left us.
And Earl Rice.
And yeah, I mean, of course, Errol Rice and so many others. This year has just taken so many people from us this
Yep.
past year.
Yeah.
And so hopefully 2021 is going to be hopefully a lot better. So with that said, everybody have a great weekend, and I'll pass it over to the rest of you to take us out till the next time.
Yes.
So, David, where do you want us to go now?
No,
No, David, go last. Go last.
me?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
last.
Go
I
last? No,
agree.
Chris
Yeah.
always
So go
goes
ahead,
last.
Matt.
Well, no, it's been a pleasure working with Gary over the years, for 18 years, and he's a friend, and he's a confidant, my confidant also. I love him to death, you know. Oh, we might get teed off at each other, but it don't last 2 minutes or a second.
Two
Two
minutes.
minutes.
Second.
Two minutes.
No,
Two minutes.
but Gary gonna say what he have to say, and I respect. I respect that. But Gary is a very good person and very talented person.
You are too, Mac. Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir. But
No, he's gonna want something, Gary. Watch it.
Yep. That shoe's gonna drop with the finish.
like I was saying earlier,
That left you drop.
like I said earlier, that I'm looking at, and Gary's gonna be right there with me in this new adventure. So
Yeah.
I'll be looking for it and come to the museum. So that's all I can say. But hey,
All right.
everybody,
I
be
thought that
safe.
was our fault.
Beg your pardon?
Yes,
No.
go ahead.
Everybody be safe out there, and see you later. Bye.
And last week was the chair saying goodbye too.
Yeah. Man,
Chest speak.
I definitely enjoyed the show today. It was an honor to be able to honor Gary Fuston, who has dedicated so many years of his life to promoting independent artists.
Thank you,
So,
Joyce.
and
Thank
I
you.
learned from Mac, this was done before, and I didn't know about the first one. Must have been before I came on board.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, so I was excited to do whatever I could to honor what he has done, how he's put so much time and effort into making this platform a very professional, clean, and mind you, you see a lot of programs like The View and The Real, they're doing what we had already been doing. I mean, think about that. Gary had already figured all that out. So, and so thank you for all that, Gary, for this platform.
Thank you, Joyce.
This is also an outlet from all the madness. When I come here every Saturday, I get to laugh and kick back and enjoy people, interact with people. So
and harass me.
what? What did he say?
I hear it.
Okay, then it didn't mean anything.
Harass me. But I'm cool. I'm cool.
Anyway, well, thank you everybody for being here for the show today, and I'm going to pass it over to Gris.
Okay. David, thank you for helping to get this together.
Yes,
I was
sir.
hoping we do it again soon. I'm glad we finally got it together to do this and honor Gary because he is an amazing person, an amazing musician,
Thank you,
producer,
Gris.
songwriter, everything. He's awesome. He's just like you. You guys are both very humble about your own talent. You don't boast about it, and that's what makes it even more. That's why I love you guys even more because you don't boast about yourself. So we'll do it for
I don't
you.
need to hear from you though. You still need to look at you.
Yeah, and we'll do it for you. We'll boost for you, okay? That's not a problem with me. I want to thank everyone for being here and for joining us and being in the chat room. Guys, thank you. Love you guys to the moon and back. Hopefully you'll join us next week.
Yeah.
Our guest will be a great sax player that was introduced to me by our friend Annie Rodriguez. She asked me to look into this guy and contact him, and he's amazing. His name is Rob Malatek. So he will be our guest next week. So please join us.
All right.
Invite somebody to join you, please.
Mhm.
And you be safe out there. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
All
Ciao.
right. All right,
David?
everybody.
Oh,
Thank you.
well, I'd like to thank you guys for allowing me to take over the show. To honor Gary. I've known Gary for a while.
Mhm.
He's one of the humblest, talentedest, just super good guy. One of the good guys out there. You should know if you don't know him. So
Thank you, Dave.
doing this show for to showcase him and his music and his talents was an absolute honor. Because he does a lot for so many other people. I mean, and like Chris said, he doesn't boast about it. Most times he keeps it under wraps because that's just the kind of guy he is. He figures his platform is used to promote other artists. Well, we, know that he's, talented too and should be showcased. So that's the whole point of this show. And we thank you, the listeners, for joining us on this show, for allowing us, this time to do what we do best, which is promote other people, their talents, and countless talented people have come through the show. It's a great platform to be on. Yes, and it's like family. We have fun, we laugh, we joke, we talk about serious things, but you always live here feeling good about the time spent. So again, I just want to thank you and wish Gary the best and all his endeavors in the future. We know that you'll do well at everything that you set your hands to.
Thank you.
And
so
everyone have a great weekend and be safe out there.
Thank you,
Much
everybody.
love.
Really love everybody. Thank you so much.
See you later.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Ciao.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Bye.
Clear sky, no clouds are seen in view. There's no need to stay away. Come, my love. Time come, we need to seal it true. There is no other way. We know that this place that we have come to creates a bond